So like I said a minute ago, knowing is half the battle. Gross. So if something seems scary or confusing or upsetting, like let's say for example, you're outside and it's dark and you see a shadow in the background that looks and you see the two green eyes coming at you or two bright eyes coming at you. Is that scary?
Yes.
It's scary at first because why?
You don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is. And it's scary. Now, you've seen this too in like some cartoons. You see the monster over there and then it walks closer and it's like, hi, I want to just make some pancakes.
Wait, what was that guy's name from SpongeBob?
Yeah. Well, that's SpongeBob. I wanted to apply for the job of fry cook. And like, oh, okay, here's an application.
Slasher.
Yeah, the slasher. The slash-hinging slasher, right? But when you see it at first, it's scary. Why? You don't know what it is. So if something's coming at you, scary. You don't know what it is. It's scary. So are we really scared of the thing, or are we afraid of? We're afraid of what it could be. We're afraid of what it could be because our imagination gets crazy, and we're like, "Oh my God, that's a demon. That's a monster. That's a wolf. That's something's going to hurt me." So by not knowing, there's fear. And by knowing what it is, then you know how to take care of it. If you find out what it is and it's just a little puppy or a cat, you're like, no reason to be afraid. If you find out that it is a wolf, you go in the house and avoid it. Or you take out a gun and shoot it. But at least you'll know how to deal with it if you know what it is. Right? Okay? And a lot of times you see that thing, and the reason it doesn't come at you, if you see something like that at nighttime and it's got the eyes glowing and it's just standing there frozen, do you think it's possible that it could be also afraid of you? Because it's not charging. You ever see, like this happened before when we were in Chicago all the time. We would drive on the road and we would, especially at night, and all of a sudden there'd be a deer in the middle of the road just standing there, staring at us. The deer is much bigger than us, but we're in the car, but they're standing there. Why are they standing there?
Because they don't know that cars are coming.
Because they're frozen in fear. They don't know. Something just appeared out of nowhere with bright lights shining on them, and they're frozen in the middle of the street in fear, and they have to almost gather their wits about them, and then all of a sudden they run off. But for a second, they're terrified of you as well. So that thing that you might see at night that's looking at you, staring at you, is also afraid of you as well. So some of the things we're going to talk about now is there are things in the world that are not necessarily good. We used to talk about them, last year. I used to keep drawing the people with the horns, right? And we used to call them the bad people, the evil people. Is it possible that they have done everything because they're afraid of us and they don't want us to know the truth? Possible, right? Yeah. Now, when we're going through this, the important thing about this, what I'm saying to you guys is learning some of this stuff might seem scary. The purpose of it is not to be afraid or scared. The purpose of this is if we know the other side, we know the enemy, then we know how to deal with it, right? Then it's not so scary. But trust me, the other side is way more afraid of us than we are afraid of them. We're going to talk about some stuff here, but I'll say this right off the bat. Let's say evil or bad in the world and good. Okay? This side outnumbers this side 10,000 to 1. They are terrified that we will know the truth. Because once we do, they will cease to exist. So learning the truth is not scary. It has to be done because once this wakes up, these will be gone. So that's why when I'm going through stuff and I'm trying to teach them, I don't want you to just shake your head and get scared and upset. It's because the more people know this, the harder it is for them to play their evil games. The reason but we have to know this because this is going to interfere with a lot of our subjects. When we talk about tariffs and we talk about why they killed John F. Kennedy and why World War II happened, everything comes down to the battle between this and this. Everything in the world comes down to a battle between good and evil. And to now, up to the last 10 years, these guys were winning. Even though we outnumber them, they were winning. Why? Because we don't know what's going on. And why is that?
Sandbox. Sandbox.
Why are they winning? Because they're out here knowing, and we are in here. We're in the box. Bound by laws, rules, school, taxes, government, money, right? What else? This is government. Medicine, poison. I'm gonna say poison food, poison air, poison soil, poison medications. So if we're in here bound by these rules, that's the only way this 1 out of 10,000 could win, because we don't know what we don't know, and they have to keep us in there in order for them to win. Right? Remember how we talked about yesterday too? What if, or yesterday or the day before, what if the human beings were 100 feet tall, could live to 10,000 years? If human beings lived to even 1,000 years, if we lived to 1,000 years, okay, would these guys have been able to do what they have done? Why? Look at how old are you, Alex? Right now, 18, right? Look how much you know in 18 years. What do you think you could learn in 1,000 years? Everything. The meaning of life, the purpose of being, why we're here, how the world really interacts, what the history of the universe. You would know everything. But you would know everything, right? And listen for a second.
Yes.
At this point, too, you would probably have 100 kids, 1,000 grandkids, right? Because you'd be 1,000 years is a long time, right? So if you live to be 1,000 years and you had this, what do you think you would pass on to these?
All of your knowledge.
You would pass on all of your knowledge of 1,000 years of wisdom and smarts and learning to these people. And then they would actually take what you've learned and learn more and pass it on to the other people. So if we were able to live 1,000 years, would these guys ever be able to confuse us and scare us with all this stuff?
No.
So remember how we looked up before on the Adam and Eve chart? Adam and Eve and them, and those, they lived to be 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
And now how long do we live now? We live to about 80 years now.
About 6, 7.
So remember how we talked about yesterday? You guys paying attention?
Yes.
If you were one of these guys, what would you have to do to get us so that we wouldn't know what's going on? All this stuff has happened basically since 1900. 1900. So 125 years. So they haven't done this. This wasn't done in the medieval times during knights in shining armor and stuff. This wasn't done during Vikings times. It's done now. But in order for this plan to work, to keep us weak, they had to reduce our lifespan first so that we would die before we figured it out, right?
Yeah.
But even then, these guys were so afraid of us that they couldn't even let that go, because they figured out, they knew that we would figure it out in 80 years still.
So they gave us dementia.
So they gave us laws, gave us rules, gave us crappy schools, made us pay taxes, arrested us, made us follow the rules of the government, burned our houses down, fought us, made money a problem, made medicine, poisoned the water, the air, the food, started wars, right? Stressed us out. Now, today, what they're doing this whole time is stressing us out. So in those 80 years we don't have time to think about this stuff. What else are they doing these days? What are they teaching kids in school now?
That they don't need.
Teaching them what is a woman. They're giving them weird philosophical questions to confuse them. Are you really a boy or a girl? Are you a boy or a girl? What else are they teaching them?
I don't know, diapers?
Pronouns.
Who's more important, black or white people? They want blacks and whites to fight against each other? Christians and Muslims and Jews to fight against each other? Why?
Separation.
Why are they doing all this? Why are they asking? Why are they causing all this stuff in school to happen? Again, stay in the box.
Confuse the babies.
Confuse you. So these mere 80 years you have in life are all wasted doing this and studying that. Why? So you don't figure out what they're doing. Right? That's how afraid of us they are. That they have to go through all this to keep us weak, stupid, and not thinking. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, remember, Alex, you studied Rockefeller before, right? What was one of Rockefeller's most famous quotes? You remember that? What was Rockefeller's famous quote? I know it's a long time ago, but if you could think of it. I don't want a nation of...
I want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers.
Yeah, very good. Woo! So Rockefeller's famous quote was, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. Who was Rockefeller? Was he one of the good? One of the bad guys. Why would he want a nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers?
Money.
Because he wanted money, and he wanted to be out of the box. He wanted everyone to be in the box, and he wanted everyone to be slaves, and he also didn't want everyone to figure out what they were doing. Okay? So, basically, these guys, and we're going to give them a name in a little while. We're not going to call them the Horn People anymore. We're going to give them a name. But these guys want to try to make it so that everyone stays in the box, and what they're trying to say is that everything in the box is acceptable to them. Anything out of the box is dangerous. That's why you'll hear stories of a guy inventing a car that runs on water. What happens to him? That's dangerous. That guy's got to be killed. Right. What if a guy invents free energy, where energy, Right. They get rid of him. They try to buy maybe they try to buy it from him, the thing, and say, give us the plans, we'll buy it from you. Like, so if a guy invented free energy, meaning energy that everyone can get free, either by magnetism or by something, but anything that's not attached to a wire that has to be paid to a governmental service. But if a guy came up with this, what would happen? Most likely someone from this side would come over here and say, hey, we want to buy your stuff for some cheap money, medium money, big money, whatever, it doesn't matter. We want to buy it from you. If they sell it to him, what are they going to do with it?
Burn it.
Throw it in the garbage, burn it, destroy it. What if he won't sell it?
They kill him and
Okay,
They'll steal it.
Okay.
Steal it, kill him, burn it, Why? Because it's too dangerous. Dangerous for who? For us?
For that.
Dangerous for them. If it's dangerous for them and they're that afraid of it,
I got water down my throat.
you know what I'm saying? That's how afraid of us they are. That they can't they're so afraid that we're going to figure it out in the mere little life we have that they have to destroy everything around us. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, when we're learning this stuff, it's not to be afraid, it's learning it to understand. Because the more people that understand, the less of a chance they have to use their tricks on us anymore. Okay? Let's see.
Gas out of plastic or something like that.
Yeah. They make fuel out of plastic. There's also a
Everybody in
kid.
the comments are like, remember guys, he's not suicidal.
Yeah, they got to say that. Why? Why do they say that? I'm not suicidal. If a guy tries,
Because
in case
the horn people are gonna kill him and make
right,
him.
there are kids. I mean, let alone trying to figure it out in 80 years. There are kids that are like in high school, 15. There's a kid, I think, 15 years old, who figured out an enzyme that you can. How they're always saying, "Oh, you can't keep all this plastic." Because it pollutes the world, and if you put all the plastic in the landfill, it pollutes and it doesn't dissolve itself for hundreds of years. There's a kid, 15 years old, who invented an enzyme that you can pour on plastic, and it keeps dissolving the plastic until it's gone. You don't need crates of the enzyme. Just a bottle of the enzyme will keep dissolving plastic until all of it's gone. It'll just dissolve it and make it biodegradable plastic. I have no idea. I'm sure something, maybe they shut them up somehow. But there are, when you are free to think openly and think correctly and open and you have the freedom, and when you know the real physics and science of the world, miracles can happen. But someone doesn't want us to know. But people are figuring it out anyways. That's how afraid they are. Okay. Now we're gonna give these here. So again, we're learning again. Does this make sense? Is that possible?
What if that's
Yeah. What if that's true? That was my next thing. So we're keeping that all in mind. Okay. So now we're gonna give these people a name, and this is just the name that I want to give it, just to make it so that it's not so scary. Okay.
Kyler.
So
Kyler.
that's the name you want to give it? The Kylers?
Three Maj. Major pain.
3 major categories of people. Okay? Huh?
Kyler, Tyler, and Zach.
Let me see if this is still on camera. Yeah. Okay. 3 major categories of people. We're gonna call them, instead of calling them the horn people, we're gonna call these people the triangle people. That'll make more sense in a little while, but the triangle people we're gonna call.
Yeah, because there's 3 of them.
No.
It's 3.
And there's another kind of people we're gonna call.
What's that? Call the waves?
The water people.
Oh. Why do they live in the water?
Why would I call it the water people?
Because they live in the water?
No, how we talked about God. Until we have better words for it, we're going to call them the water people, because God is like, if God is the ocean and you scoop a shot glass in, we're a part of the ocean, we're from water, and if we go back to the water, the ocean, we're back to God. So we're calling them water people because we are of one big body.
Yes.
that have been separated and would like to return. Right? That's why we're calling it the water people, until we come up with a better word. These are the triangle people, and I'll tell you why later, but these are the triangle people. And there's a third category of people that we'll just call
circles. Oh, okay. Oh, what's that? Is he stupid? Why is he cross-eyed? Why is he disabled?
I don't have a better word for it, but we'll call them the dirt people.
Interesting looking dirt.
Okay? Okay. Now,
He looks wobbly. Is that his back? Does he have like scoliosis?
let me see if I even have here. Let me see something here if I got. Why do we call them? Let's see. Why do we call them the triangle people?
Yeah,
Huh?
that thing.
Okay. The triangle people. Put that there.
Oh yeah, look at it.
We don't want to say too much on. If we're going to put this on YouTube, we can't say too much because then our channel will just vanish. So we don't want to say too much. We can show stuff. The triangle people belong to a club.
The Secrets Club.
It's a secret club. Yeah, very good.
Oh wow, I ate that. For real.
Why do you think it's a secret? Why do you think it's a secret club? Because they don't want us to know what they're doing. Very good. We just talked about that. They don't want us to know what they're doing.
I'm getting itchy thinking about this.
Yeah. If we knew what they were doing, there wouldn't be a secret. They wouldn't be able to do anything. But they're the triangle people. What's the ultimate goal of the triangle people? What is their? Let's do this. Huh? Let's put this. We're gonna put here ultimate.
He's holding the eraser.
What's the ultimate goal of the triangle people? Hmm? Oh, crap.
Triangle. Yay! You ate that.
Sorry. What is the ultimate goal of the triangle people? It's one word. There's one word. That fits it really well. Manipulation. That's not a bad word. Manipulation. We're looking for power. Power. The power to do what they want and make you do what they want you to do. Power. That's the ultimate goal. Okay? What's the ultimate goal? Let's see. Can I put it like that too? Okay, let's go. What's the other? Power. What else? Manipulation. And we said it a second ago. Control. Control. What else? Rule. Very good. Rule who? Everybody. They even want to rule each other. Power is not. If you're in here, if you're a triangle person and you have power, and your neighbor is a triangle person, he has power, do you give up and say, "Oh, he's got power, I got power"? No, you want his power too. They're greedy. They want power, 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 power. So, what else is their ultimate goal? To take everything. Okay. Or own everything. Let's do that. Own everything and rule everyone. Make sense? What is the ultimate goal, or what's the goal? What do the water people want? Yeah? Freedom, love, peace. Do they want to get closer to God? What else do they want? What do they want to do for each other?
Oh,
Kindness, help,
they want a kindness.
They want to help each
Yes.
other.
cooperation.
They want to help. Yes. Yes.
They want to love each other,
Love.
protect each other, live harmony
I wonder where you got that.
with the world,
Harmony with the world.
and everyone and everything.
Everyone. And everything.
Okay. Does that make sense so far?
Yes. Yes.
What do you think the dirt people want?
I want food and I
They want to eat.
They want eat.
The dirt people, the reason I call them dirt people, I'm also going to call these people the useful idiots.
Are they useful?
Who are they useful to?
The Secrets Club.
These people, the dirt people, want to be in this club so bad because they see the money, the power, the fame, the riches. They want to be in here so bad that they'll do anything to be part of the club. So that's why these people will call them the useful idiots. These people will do anything to be part of their club. You ever see movies where the fat, ugly girl wants to be part of the sorority, and they'll say, okay, eat this dirt, eat this mud pie, eat this, do this, do that. And then they just mock her. And then at the end of the movie, they go, did you ever think we were ever going to make you a member of this club?
Which way any high school movie?
Right? Which is like almost any high school movie, right? What made you think we were ever going to make you a part of our club?
Ever be a part of our club.
Sorry.
One thing we'll get into later, we're going to watch a movie called They Live. Did you guys ever see the movie They Live?
Oh my God.
No?
They live. No, I live.
Who do you think ultimately these people really are
They live.
in regards to the Bible?
Wait, what did you say?
In the end, who do you think these people really are? Why do they have this club? Who are they really regarding with the Bible?
Santa.
The Canaanites.
The Canaanites. These are the children.
I'm so good at this.
These are the children of Cain. They're not real. They're not human. They're not of us. They don't have souls like us. They're different. They're the children of Cain. And when we watch the movie They Live, you're going to see that they don't even look like us. There's an illusion. There's a holographic illusion around them that we see people, but they're not. They
They're
don't.
lizards. Lizards? I'm so knowledgeable.
So, but they don't even. But these people don't. You can't see that. They just see the money, the fame, the riches, the cars, the jewelry, the gold, and they want to be here so bad that they will do anything. So, their ultimate goal is fame, money, stuff, cars.
House. Mansion.
Yeah, stuff. What else did I put?
What's wrong, maybe? I love Willow. Who's Willow? Willow Smith or something? What's her name?
In other words, some people will also call these people something like they'll call them, what's that?
NPC. Non-playable character.
Non-player characters. So some people will call these also non-player characters, which means they're not really children of God. They're just roaming to life, trying to be part of the club. In order to be here, what do you have to do?
Stupid.
You have to pretty much give away your soul. I'd rather be this than have a soul.
I'd rather kick babies in the mouth.
So
What are these idiots?
So these people in the middle, it's like this. These people in the middle, they follow basically no rules. They have no ethics. They have no caring, no compassion. If someone says to them,
Write this down, write this down.
If someone says to them, like for example, if this is a lawyer or a doctor and says, I want you to hurt all those people, I want you to do this, give this medications, this stuff to these people, these, whammies to people. I don't want to say the word because I don't know if I want to try to put it on YouTube. But if these people say to them, do this, and we'll let you be part of our club. We'll give you money, fame, cars, houses, whatever you want. Do this, and we'll give you this back. What are they going to say?
Yes.
Because they're useless? Oh, yes. But in order to do that, they have to give away their soul, and they will be. Will they be part of this club? Huh? No, they will never be part of the club. They will have the stuff.
Never.
But what do you think happens when these people are done with them? What happens at the end of the movie? Are they in the club? No. They throw them away because their usefulness is gone. So when they're done, they'll get thrown away because their usefulness is gone, but they will never be part of the club. Why? They're not true descendants of Cain. Okay, now the reason we went through this is because in order to understand a lot of the things we're going to talk about, we have to give these people names and understandings, and you have to also know, like, when you're going through life, why did that person do that? Why did that person do that? Either they are a member of the club or they're a useful idiot or an NPC, right? Or why did that person do that? Why did that person decide I quit my job because I can't hurt people my whole life? That means they're a water person. They don't want to sell their soul. Even people who aren't religious know the difference between right and wrong, right? So if there's a person who is Christian or whatever religion, Buddhist or Hindu, and they're like, kick that baby in the face, I'll give you $1 million. Like, I'm not a religious person. Even if you take an atheist knows the difference between right and wrong. I can't hurt that baby even for $1 million. Like we talked about last year, there are people that'll hurt a baby for $1, let alone $1 million. We wouldn't do it for $1 million or $1 billion because it's just wrong. In order to do it, you have to give away your soul and you have to hurt the baby. We wouldn't do it for all the money in the world, but there are people who will do it for $1. Those are the dirt people, the useful idiots, and non-player characters. But in order to do that, you have to give away your soul. Okay, the reason we went through all this again is because there's a lot of things we're going to talk about, and there's a lot of things you're going to hear in the world, and you're going to have to understand why did they do that. And that's, again, because they're either a member of the club or they're a useful idiot. Okay, any questions about that?